and welcome to Let's Talk About It. This is Modia B with Hazim Asamkari on SRFM. Today we're taking calls at 012-648-4691 and 012-647-4100. Today we have an important guest with us in the studio today, and that's Abdulrahman Alotaibi. Welcome to the show, Abdulrahman. Abdulrahman is a business consultant. He's a trainer and writer with 13 years of experience in various business functions. He is a certified global business professional and accredited trainer by the International Trade Center. He contributes to various media outlets and is regularly featured as a guest speaker and trainer at business events across the kingdom. Welcome, Abdulrahman. Thank you for joining us at SRFM.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We are taking questions and comments at the radio today at studio. Our number, again, I'll remind our listeners, is 012-648-4691 and 012-647-4100. Today, Abdulrahman and I are going to be talking about going global. So all you business people out there, please do give us a call when you have a question for Abdulrahman, and we will be right back after this. Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk About It. Today we're talking about going global and how local businesses can access the international market. Today with us in Saudi Arabia is Abdulrahman Alotaibi, and we're talking about how we can access international markets. I'd like to ask you a question. Can you tell us, as a consultant, how one might find a customer, an international customer, with a practical approach? What's your advice?
Well, as I said earlier before the break, that we need to select the market using market research and identifying key indicator. What market is good for my product, so that I can approach this market, as we said earlier, understand the requirement for the market. So the market research basically will go through reports, we will go through initial indicator to understand the macro level. So understand the statistic, the trade flow, the level of import within particular country, the level of tariff, all of these requirements. Will it be worth it at the end of the day to do business in particular country?
So the reason,
yes.
The reason for the market research and the reason for looking for our target market is to see if it's even worth it.
Yes.
Right. So I study my market to see if it's even worth the investment.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to look at trade indicators, I'll look at the legal consideration in this particular market, and then I'll look at the aspects related to my product itself.
Okay.
So I'll look at the growth rate of similar product, the cultural suitability of my product. Is there real demand, the local taste? Will there be any specific requirement to modify this particular
I
product?
liked what you said with the cultural appropriateness, because my sister and I have a business where we export date paste, and when we did our market research, we actually joined a food expo, and we put out samples of date paste, and we were surprised that a lot of people in the United States didn't know what dates were. So we got scared because we thought, then maybe there isn't a market for our product. So we need to modify our business a little bit to do some education and on how to use the date paste. So we realized that the product itself wouldn't sell itself. There had to be investment on recipe development, on how do you use this product. Is that what you're talking about? That kind of thing is part of the market research?
Yes, especially when it comes to dates. We always recommend to come up with value added instead of raw or dry dates. Selling value added dates usually on demand, so it requires, or it takes ma'mool, for example, or date paste, as you said, or to use it as a sweetener. Any value added kind of product.
Because as Saudis, we assume that everybody knows and loves dates. We assume that people know our product and like it and want it. This is where market research is very important, because you're assuming that somebody wants to buy your product, but in reality, they might not necessarily.
Yes. So that's why market research is important, to understand the best use of your product. So in the case of date, yes, you might use it as different product there, or an ingredients in different product, pastry and things like this. Especially for dates, people need to be aware, given it's a food product, they need to be aware that there is certain requirement, additional requirement for food, for safety of the food. For example, dates, they need to make sure the level of pesticides
and toxins.
In the safe level.
So you need to address issues with the FDA. So it's not only the importing and exporting laws and regulations, but also the Food and Drug Administration requirements.
True. And also locally, you need to get clearance locally, and then in the target markets, you need to understand all of these requirements. And also you will find different tariff level or tax.
So tariff is another word for tax?
Yes, imposed on products
by
custom authority. So you need to understand what is the level of tariff in your in relation to your particular product. For example, date-based in the United States has different tariff level than raw dates, and the packaging also differs.
So the customs will charge me a different tax on date paste compared to regular dates.
Yes.
So I need to find out what those details are. Interesting.
Exactly. And for each country, there is different requirements
and every product. So we covered about the international markets. I want to ask more about what are the tools to use to find my target customers.
Well, now that we selected the market, we need to start the activity to find the customer, as you said. And among the tools available, useful tool actually is cheap one, which is building a proper website.
Website, so the magic word.
Yes, we need to invest in a proper website.
What do you mean by proper website? Like, shouldn't a website just give information, contact, email, a brief? What's a proper?
Unfortunately, this is not the case always. So yes, as you said, information, contact details, and let's focus on the specific information that usually associated with our product. We need to be specific about our product. It's not necessary we put the price tag, but at least we put the button for requesting proposals, allowing people to connect with us.
Like a contact us sheet or form, so that if they want to know prices, that they can find us to ask that.
We should be able also to demonstrate our proper pictures to our products, specifications, and the language. We should use the proper language to the target markets. You see, not all countries speak Arabic and not all countries speak English. So let's avoid the direct translation, the online translation. So
what you're saying is basically, as a business owner, we need to invest in our product and our business, so that when you do the international work, you don't just use the language, but you use the language appropriately. So you might need to invest in a proper translator, someone who's going to get the idea across, not just the words.
Exactly. And also, if possible, use some of the technology like live chats. Your contact information should be available, the email, the telephone call, the person to contact. And when you receive that email requesting information, try your best to answer as soon as you can. Show them that you care for their inquiry.
Yeah, I noticed on things like Facebook, they have response rate. And I guess having that technical service means that it does matter to the client when you get back. So don't just have your email, but answer your emails as well.
True. So the website will serve you when it comes to introducing you to potential clients, and also now you have the technology also to promote your website online, especially in target markets. I believe now you have the technology to promote your website in the search result of the target market. So within the target market, there is keyword when people looking for it. Your website, yes.
As a business owner, you need to invest in hiring someone who's going to work on your search engine optimization, and really so that your website's useful as a tool. Otherwise, it's just a waste of time.
So yes, we began with investing, as we said, in the website and in the digital marketing activity. After that, we will leave the virtual world, and we will go to meet people. By this I mean traveling to a trade show or trade fair or exhibition in the target market. Usually they have this seasonal trade fair where buyer and sellers meet.
Yeah,
so
you can display your products in a booth.
You can display your product, bring your marketing literature, samples, either in the target market that you already identified in your market study, or in a regional exhibition.
Like an international one.
Yes, where you can find potential buyer.
That would travel to this international expo to meet potential companies.
So you will meet people who are motivated to buy, and you will be able to negotiate deals with them, and also you will understand what's your competition is offering, because all of your competition
are going to be there too. And we're back with Abdulrahman Alotaibi, our business consultant on export businesses. Today we're just on our very last few minutes left on the show, so I'd like to get back to our point on finding customers and what were the list that you had.
So as we said earlier, trade show or trade fair or exhibition is good venue to try to find potential buyers. Also the trade missions. So sometime there will be a delegation going from Saudi Arabia to a particular country. This particular country might be in your priority list of countries.
How do you become a member of this trade mission?
You have to either through government organizations like Saudi
Chamber.
Export, or local business organization like the Chamber of Commerce. Yes.
Okay. So if you're a member of either of these organizations, you could get potentially invited to one of these missions.
And that's why it's important to keep up with their invitations and the news.
So get on their email list.
Yes. Now, apart from these tools, you will find yourself in a negotiation position. So try your best to convince a particular buyer of your product. Try to offer good terms to them. If you find a potential buyer, it will be a matter of, if you manage to convince them, it will be a matter of deciding the term and conditions. So you need to be aware of the usual term across international trade, like the aspect of contracting. Be aware that different countries have different contract laws. So you'll be.
So do you think it would be important to have someone from that country be part of your team?
That's one way to do it. But you will need also to have legal support when it comes to contracting at this stage. Now I assume that you find a potential buyer. You agreed on the specification, the prices, the volume. You need to agree also on the logistic aspect, because the logistics is also major cost. So will you ship it via sea, via air, or multimodal? Okay,
trucks. There are different ways.
You also need to specify the payment method. How would you like to be paid?
In advance, or 30-day notice, 60-day notice.
Yes, you need to get all of this in writing. You need to agree on this first before you conclude the deal. Also, you might need finance solutions. So also think about your credit worthiness and the credit worthiness of your counterparty to do this.
What are other ways that one can diversify their market without actually physically being presented? Are there different venues?
Yes. So we call this market access strategies. So this should be done during the market study. So what's the best way to access this particular market? Some companies, they prefer to sell directly. So their office in Jeddah will handle the sales and logistics, and the product will be shipped from Jeddah to
wherever in the world.
To wherever the customer is. Other means is to hire an agent or intermediary in this particular country to help you find customer, introduce you to customers, or to sign a contract with a distributor who will be able to buy your product
Right, and then distribute them.
resell them on margin. Other unconventional modern means like licensing and franchise. We see this also all over the world. So that's also a possible option if you already did your homework when it comes to branding and intellectual property for your products and services.
What about something like e-commerce, like just selling purely online? Is that a conventional or non-conventional?
That's also trending, especially e-commerce marketplaces, where targeting B2B businesses or business to business instead of business to consumer. That's also helpful way to find potential customers. Yes.
Nice. We have one last minute for our show, Abdulrahman. Can you just tell us, as a business trainer, what kind of courses do you offer? Since most of the questions were directed to your actual consultancy business, I'm sure people want to know how they can access you and what they can learn from you as a consultant. So what kind of courses do you offer?
I offer specialized international business courses, international marketing courses, some of the courses that lead to professional certification, the capacity building program. That's my focus now.
That's your focus.
Yes.
So can people access you on Twitter, on Instagram, or what's your preferred?
On Twitter and on LinkedIn as well.
And LinkedIn. All right, wonderful. So I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us, Abdulrahman. I hope that our listeners and our callers enjoyed the episode today. Thank you very much. This is Modia B with Hazim As-Samkari on Let's Talk About It, only on SRFM.